What's up everybody? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are continuing with all of the great lessons that we've been learning on how we can become effective communicators and more impactful public speakers. These tips and tricks we've been learning are from the book titled Talk Like TED, written by Carmine Gallo. If you're an aspiring high achiever who is looking to move and shift the needle from intention to execution, you're absolutely in the right place. On this channel, I do a lot of videos on mindset and personal development. And so if that is right up your alley, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. So in today's video, as I mentioned, we're going to be continuing with some of the lessons that we learned. I will start off with a quote from the book that I thought was absolutely mind-shifting. And it says, "The brain remembers the emotional component of an experience better than any other aspect." So the brain remembers the emotional component of an experience better than any other aspect. And I know that there is an expression to the effect of, people often remember how you made them feel more than what you said to them. And so this quote here appeals to that same sort of reasoning. And so in the book, Carmine was giving us examples of how some speakers from TED have used emotions or have used a prop to drive home a point by how it made the audience feel. A case in point, an example is the speech that was done by Bill Gates. Apparently, Bill Gates was talking about, malaria and how they're doing all this great work in some countries in Africa. And so, as part of his speech, he came with a jar that had a couple of mosquitoes in it. And so, during the presentation, he opened the jar of mosquitoes and released them to the public. Of course, the mosquitoes aren't the ones that are infested with or that can give people malaria, but it kind of proved the point that he wanted to drive across. And you can be rest assured that people remembered that part of the speech, and it was talked about and discussed for many, many times on different news networks and different, platforms. And so putting in your speech a wow moment or a prop or something to that effect that gives that makes the emotion feel a particular type of way will help put the point across. Carmine Gallo also, gave an example of how Steve Jobs was a master at this. Like a lot of his speeches, like he not only managed to take the jargon of computer science and things that perhaps only geeks could understand, and made it so relatable to the everyday person that they could understand the concepts that he wanted to bring across clearly. And so they give an example of how he demonstrated, I think it was an iMac, I don't know, one of their earlier computers, how he demonstrated the computer's ability by not only talking about it, but bringing the computer along and actually allowing the computer to do the talking, like literally. At the time, people hadn't seen anything like it. And so it was groundbreaking, transformational. And as you can guess, a lot of people were talking about it for a long time to come. So my point here is when you're doing your next speech, consider putting in some props if possible that will enable your audience to remember your presentation. Nothing dangerous, please. Please, nothing dangerous. The second thing that we learned this time around is the importance of humor. Carmine Gallo emphasized, however, that what he means in this part of the section is not tell jokes, because we are not professional comedians like um, uh, like all the professional comedians. I know a lot, but Trevor Noah or, you know, but the important thing is lighten up. Even if the topic that you're discussing is very serious, try and weave in humorous moments or something that you observed that is, you know, unconventional, that your colleague mentioned is quite humorous. Include that kind of thing, you know, a different way of observing something, a different way of looking at the world that people might find humorous. So lighten up and add some humorous moments in your speech, because yeah, your audience will surely remember, you know, moments like that. The final thing is to lead with passion. It's important for us to lead with passion, because if you're passionate about the topic that you're talking if you're passionate um, uh, about the message, then it translates on screen and it also translates through your body language. So it's important for us to lead with passion. I'll add this as a bonus. The another little tip that Carmine gave us is use your hands. Use your hands. He talked about the sphere of influence, and so that is from your waist and to this part of your head, I believe. So, you know, nothing all up here, but from here to your waist is an area where you can use your hands and incorporate that into your message. There is something that happens when you incorporate your hands. It's like it moves the story along, and it helps you really. It's almost like a prop. Helps you move the story along and helps you tell the story in a compelling way. So next time you're doing a speech, don't just have your hands to your side or in your pockets. Try and utilize them and incorporate them into your speech so that it is more engaging to your audience and more compelling. So those are some of the lessons that we've learned from the book titled Talk Like TED, written by Carmine Gallo. And I am certain that if we start incorporating some of these things in our speeches and in our communications, it will really, really help how our message is received and is perceived. Next week, we'll be starting on another book. But let me know in the comment section below if you've read this book, Talk Like TED by Carmine Gallo. What was your biggest takeaway from it? And practically, how are you incorporating these tips and tricks in your everyday life and as well in your speeches? Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate your company. Give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see more content like this. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, see you.